My name is Martin Jaggers. I am president of the board of directors for the Carson House nonprofit corporation that manages and operates the National Historic Landmark. I am sitting in the Carson home in Taos, New Mexico. This home was built in 1825 and it was inhabited by Kit Carson, a figure of consequence in the American West, and his wife, Maria Josefa Jaramillo Carson. And they lived in this home and raised their family over a period of 25 years. Today, the current nonprofit, which is in charge of managing and operating the property, has also acquired ownership of it. And we've been in place about 4 years. We have very ambitious goals to restore the structure of the property and also to develop a new and broader interpretation of the history at this site. The first step for the organization was a certified local government grant from New Mexico Historic Preservation to the town of Taos, which allowed us to engage an architect to perform a condition assessment and preservation plan. We have documented that the structure is in a very poor state and at risk of catastrophic collapse. We were fortunate to be awarded a second CLG grant by New Mexico Historic Preservation with the town of Taos, which has allowed us to begin Phase 1 of the restoration project, addressing the poor drainage in the courtyard and diverting water away from the base of the adobe walls permanently so that we can begin that restoration process. So early on, we began by digging test pits, which were examined by an archaeologist to determine if there were any historic artifacts within those test pits.
I'm Stephen Post. I'm an independent archaeologist. I've worked in archaeology in New Mexico over the last 48 years. I've had a lot of experience working beneath old buildings, including the Palace of the Governors in Santa Fe. My role for this project, which relates to restoration efforts for the Kit Carson House and the Romero House, given the sensitivity of the building and its status as a national landmark, we want to make sure that we don't disturb any archaeological resources. In the 4 test pits that we have examined, we have found no deposits that have integrity, essentially those that have not been disturbed since the materials or the artifacts were tossed out of the house by the occupants.
So our first step is addressing the courtyard and drainage in that area. That involved installing 3 large concrete vaults out in the courtyard to funnel water into the center and down away from the structures. Historically, moisture is the #1 enemy and cause for deterioration of adobe buildings. And so moisture tends to infiltrate into adobe structures at the base of walls and then also from the roof and then finally from cracks in the wall and wind-driven moisture being funneled into the walls. Our next major project will be addressing the roof. I would encourage everyone to come out and visit the site and see firsthand the work that was just completed and to participate in exploring our local history and adobe architecture, which is so important to our Taos history and the history of this region.